Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of a look at the inductees of the Chicago 16-inch Softball Hall of Fame. And today it's going to bring me great pleasure to bring in this guest who got inducted on October 25th of 2025. But before I say his name, I just again want to always take the time to thank the board of directors and our president, Paul Rowan, and good to see Paul back here. We missed him for about a couple of weeks, and he's back on the mend here, and he's here in the audience today in front of our live audience. And today, we always thank him and the board for setting a time aside for this 2:00 hour to talk to either a team, inductee, men, women, the sport, even the umpires have been here, some great umpires. But today, our guest who got inducted on October 25th there at the Drury Lane, that great event that we always have once a year for the Hall of Fame inductees. It's going to be Steve Culp. And Steve, I truly thank you for coming in today. How's it going, bud? Yeah, no,
Nice.
yeah,
Good job.
Well, with you, it goes back to a guy that I interviewed on a panel. It was a great panel one day. There was 4 gentlemen, and I think it goes back with you, 1976.
Yeah.
It starts in 76, and
76.
some like 200 hitter. He used to maybe just hit little fly balls that would fall in. I think his name was Jack Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he taught me how to play outfield, but just in practice.
Right, right.
Shagging his stuff.
He hit some bombs back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Long way out there.
Yeah, so that's where it starts for you in 76.
Yeah, right out of high school, lunchroom table out of Oakland High School, and put a team together.
And of course,
It was fun.
that team actually today, our president Paul Rowan was reminding me the Ironmen, also a Hall of Fame team in the Hall. What do you remember about those first, years when we talk about 1976? Now we're talking 50 years ago.
Yeah, we played in Oakland Fields before they had backstops. They didn't have, it was,
Wow.
Yeah, it was a men's team. We took to a lot of meetings.
Okay.
Learned the game. It was great. Played a lot of years together. We're still playing. So, the Ironmen played in Orland Hills that we were not good, but it was great. It was still great.
But it was an experience.
Oh, yeah. We played a lot of years together, and then we got picked apart, and Jack went to the major, and then I ended up going up there. It was still best friends.
But it lasts a while, right? I mean,
lifetime friendship. Lifetime friendship.
For sure. And that's the great part of this game. Like I said, we're in front of a live audience, just looking out at the guys who are here today that are in the hall, or people visiting here today. It's just that camaraderie that never ends, and you're still talking to people and remembering games like they were played yesterday. By 82, you began playing then with a team called the Bucks with Bobby O'Malley.
Yes, yeah. Actually, it's a funny story. I happened to be in a bar with Jack Kelly, and Eddie Zola Jr. comes up and goes, "Hey, I need an outfielder for tomorrow's tournament in the morning." And Jack's like, "This guy's an outfielder." I was taking Frank Neone's place because he was at a wedding out in California.
Yeah, I just want you to know the word wedding around here is a no-no.
Tell me.
So you remember that, right?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, we had a great tournament, stuck with them, and that's with Mike Clifford and Matt Gillen and Chuck DePalma. Great team.
Wow.
Became the Cougars.
That team, but is that the start maybe of this momentum of you?
So that was my first major team.
Yeah, major team.
Yeah, they won Metro, so we went to South Dakota in 1982 for the Nationals out there. That was an experience on Tom. So
yeah,
it was great.
Tom being in our audience here today. And of course, then you guys, I think that year, that same year, played the Taggers in lacrosse.
Yeah. We ended up coming in second in that tournament in lacrosse after losing our first game of the tournament. And then we ended up going playing for the championship like at 1:00 in the morning on a Sunday. And in lacrosse, yeah, it was great. A lot of games.
You remember a lot of the players on that team of this
Oh,
day?
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and still to this day, you still.
Yeah, I was supposed to play with them one after touch, but I got injured and I couldn't play. So then I just stayed in the neighborhood.
I'm going to get a little ahead of myself. As I read down and then talking to people, and of course, meeting you the night of the induction, which was really great. We took some great photos together that night. You were a left-handed batter with a lot of power. And the rumor, not the rumor, the truth about you was that you could hit power to all fields. Did you pick and choose all the time? I just love to hear the stories of how these guys come up to the plate.
Yeah, you know what? It depended on the other team where their outfielders were. If they were covering the lines, you try to hit the gaps in the middle. Maybe set up your last at bat, and like hit this, and then all of a sudden they're moving more towards the middle. You got it. You set up your last at bat. You don't know when you're going to win a game. So
I always thought on the level that I played that if you were a right fielder and a righty was coming to bat, of course, this is the more realistic one. That curve coming off the right-handed batter going to right field. I would have hated to see it because I was a left fielder. The lefty coming off the bat is even weirder.
It is.
Yeah.
And you'd make an outfielder run all day long trying to get to that line.
Yeah, curvature.
Great.
Yeah. So you picked your spots.
I did. What the situation was, and that you were taught that after all these years of playing against the best of the best,
Right.
that you got to reinvent yourself because you're going to play them again next week, probably. So
if we take these years, like you're 76, now we're at 82. We're talking a little bit about that 82 before we talk a little bit about the Cougars. Here's the thing that I find phenomenal in these interviews and talking to these gentlemen. Here now, you could go on a YouTube. I had a kid the other night tell me, because I was from a hockey background, he said, "Oh yeah, this kid does not go in the corners, Coach John. Watch him." Sure enough, he doesn't go in the corners. You guys didn't have this type of thing,
No.
Balestri pitches me inside. Zolna does this. You didn't have that, but you had to remember when you faced a Balestri or a Lentine what they were doing.
Yeah,
correct?
you had to reinvent yourself. Like I said, you got to figure it out. If they had a weakness, everybody would pound that.
Right.
I was that sometimes. These guys would pick at me, so it was.
Yeah, again, it's always the tendencies of the players.
It was great though. You just the greatest guys over the game, and then like playing against Tom, like I said, he's a doubles machine. Every time you come up, I go, it's a double.
Yeah, right, right. He's going to hit the gap. He's going to hit the line. It's just amazing that players would remember.
Just the respect that I have for all these guys in the game, and I love
fantastic.
it.
No, fantastic.
Man, to this day.
This thing about the Cougars, you guys formed the nucleus.
That was the Bucks.
Yeah.
Just added players and some really good guys. Joe Salties, when he came over, he helped us out a lot, and it was already a good team. We had the Philippines and everybody except Wally, but Randy and Keith.
You guys had some nice one. You finished third at the USSSA, and then of course you had the annual North versus South All-Star game.
Yeah, that was fun. That was an honor.
Right,
that was an honor. Yeah, it was great.
You had to be kind of thrilled. If I go back to 76 and let's say now we're 84, 86, because then, you played for touch too.
Yeah.
At that time. How does it feel? Because I never really asked this question to any of the guests, but how does it feel when, someone's coming up to you and saying, "Hey, Steve, what are you doing next year? We're thinking about putting this team together."
You mean a normal work day?
Before we didn't have this, call your wife, "Hey, guess what? We're playing 9 nights a week now."
And I work midnight. I'm changing in the car on the way to work.
The jerseys are in the back.
That's great. You'd be at home and all of a sudden you go, "Is Stevie Culp there?" Then I know it's a softball. And it's an honor.
Yeah,
because play as much as I could.
When I look out at these guys, they say, "Hey, did you see this guy Culp in the last game? The way he plays the outfield, the way he hits, the way he does things." So it's just like, wow,
Yeah, It was an honor among your peers, you know, like I remember playing with Caribou and was having a great year in this guy, Tom Horn, Bomber, he was playing he used to play with touch. Now I'm playing against him.
Wow.
He comes up to me, he goes, word's out on you, Stevie Culp, you're hot. I go, I don't know, Bomber, I'm doing okay right now. Like, it was great. It was great. And I hit a home run him, so.
You know, when I,
Yeah.
Greater.
and that touch you played through, that you would touch
Yes.
through 1988.
Yeah, that's.
And then I think then the whole thing starts up again with, from 92 to 96, you were with Caribou.
Yes, I was, once my daughter was born, she was born in 88, I kind of wanted to stay.
You curtailed it a half
I
again.
could, yeah. So I stayed in the neighborhood playing against Paul over in Kennedy Park and,
Right.
Caribou, and he was with the Ringers, his Rolodex roster. But you never know what a show.
The whole term Rolodex.
Yeah.
Rolodex.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Not from Eddie's own.
Yeah, that's where it came from. Yeah.
What did do you consider yourself? I mean, this is a great honor to be in.
It is an honor.
This Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And of course, me and you were talking off camera before I asked you this next question. I mean, to go back to that night, and even I walked into that Drury Lane and I didn't know what to expect. You know, they always talked about, that was my first one in the 3.5 years that I've been here. I missed the first couple ones, but to walk in there and they have this like Academy Award wedding atmosphere.
It was crazy.
You know, the only thing was missing was the band.
Great crowd. They really did it.
What team was going to come out with
It's amazing what they did.
But
It's amazing.
what goes through your mind? You're walking in there. I met you that night. Your wife's there. I mean, I think that has to impress the missus, let alone just you.
Yeah, she is awesome. She came in later and just a great lady. Helped me a lot. She's fantastic. And
Yeah.
my daughter was there. My grandson wasn't there, but and friends and you know, hit a couple tables. You know, some of the Ironmen and guys I play with now, and it was great. It was phenomenal.
You know, when you're playing at these levels,
Mm-hmm.
which I would have loved to have played at these levels with these guys, just playing in, you know, just little Park District teams. When you got the call, hey, Steve, you want to come and play with me? Were you the type of guy that was prepared to say, okay, hey, I'm with these, I'm Caribou.
Oh, I was
were you
starstruck with a lot of these teams,
Yeah.
but did my best, you know, so. And hopefully you get a hit your first time up, it gets rid of the nerves, but yeah,
because now, you know, hey, you chose me, now I got to prove myself. I think it was Manny Doza was telling me in the interview that I remember, hey, you know, you're just watching sometimes these guys just in the warm-ups and you're getting nervous, you know, but do you consider yourself truly a good student of this to get to this level?
I had to be, you know, like I would get coached by the older guys watching the games, like, why did you just dive for a ball when bases were loaded? You know, I mean, it's like, I shouldn't have done that, you know, and a lot of trial.
Yeah, all the trial and error that goes with
it, though.
Right.
And then later on, when I just started playing in Kennedy Park and St. Christina's leagues, and those guys were great. I love playing when we're out that way.
As you went on with the career, Steve, did you see yourself now become that veteran guy where now the younger guy was coming to you for what you just said about bases loaded? Now you're diving for a ball that could get past you into the gap.
We've done that, but you know, I mean, I don't really see young bucks that much play against them anymore. Now I'm playing 65 and over 12-inch softball.
When you were getting, like, say, to that tail.
Yeah, well, definitely. When you're playing with a new team, you're trying to coach them along, playing more rec ball, like in just Park District leagues, you know, and then you would teach.
Sure.
So, sure.
Yeah.
Get behind around situations, what to do with the ball, certain situations.
And I do believe that's a lot of what's missing now, that, you know, they could have seen what these gentlemen did here in our audience, all these Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I've been watching these guys, you know.
Yeah, and just even the stories itself have put me back in that frame of mind, like, wow,
There's times when we played in Blue Island and you go out, I'm going out to right field and the old guys are out there going, hey, this guy hits out here. You better pay attention. If you didn't listen to them, they wouldn't tell you nothing. But if you did, they'd get the word up. They'd get the word up on you. So
right,
they,
right.
you come out there, oh, here's our favorite lefty. I'm like, that's good.
Oh, yeah. Played with a team called Normandy Crush. It was like 87.
Yeah.
Any memories of that? And of course, the other one that I wanted to bring up, he played, of course, in those Mount Greenwood leagues.
Yeah.
And Christiana. I mean, all these
Christina,
yeah, Christina, sorry.
Yeah.
And
there.
and played with Swingtown in the ASA Nationals.
Yeah, just for the Nationals.
That's what I saw. I was like, the Rolodex.
I went with him in the Metro. We won the Metro. I played in the Nationals with him. It was Tim Flanagan, just the greatest guy. He's the one why I'm here now. Flanagan. He really helped me along with the whole thing, and just good people.
You were selected first and second team a few times.
Yeah, I did. I got a first team in the ASA, second team a bunch of times, and that was just having a good tournament,
Bring up a thing that I'm going to try to get into a little bit more as I get into these interviews here, especially this coming month. Paul's got me on a pretty hot schedule. Can you name guys? You got to give me 5 guys who you hated to play against when you knew.
You gotta get your point.
We're gonna swear on the podcast.
What kind of shit you got?
Faced it.
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
5 to 10 guys that you were like, oh my God, we gotta face this guy tonight. And he's a pain in my, you're.
Well, you know what? The classic guys are going to be, they seem to burn you every single time. And the guys that could just dump in front of you. And if you came in on them, they'd hit it over your head. There's a lot of guys. Tom was one of them. I mean, there's guys that would just get a hit every time up, and all you can do is try to keep them off a third,
Right.
Like, holy cow. But pitching wise, Bish was great. Bish would have me swing at more illegal pitches than any guy.
You were chasing.
I'm an aggressive batter.
Right.
I don't even know a strike zone. I swing at everything, and he knew it. And he, Joey Compton, another guy, he's tough to hit. So, and any of the north side pitchers, they always. I mean, Eggs was great.
Oh,
Eggs was great. So, I mean, there's pitching wise, as ball players, every one of them guys, I was a blessed man to play against them guys. I learned a lot.
Yeah, you when you mentioned those names, here's the funny part. I saw it at that banquet that you mentioned those names. I'm watching some guys shaking hands with these guys that they went against. I go, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. After all these rivals and competition of games, now these guys are shaking hands and having a beer at the bar over here in Oak Brook,
For a while.
Yeah.
Which is it wasn't like a beer, but
for a while.
They don't forget the results.
And Mick, you definitely said it best.
You had to remember it. You had to remember what happened last time, So it's
right. I mean, you play that night, you go into it.
Yeah. Mike Lopez one time, I laced one down right field line. She got it, grabbed it out of nowhere. And it was a great.
And I mean, you hit it on the sweet spot.
Oh, I had it great. And then we play him next week in the Nationals, and he's out there. I'm like, I can't go that way. Change my whole swing.
Yeah, because now he's got you thinking.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be able to cover the line, do this, do that.
Yeah.
Personally, I want to know, were you a better defensive player in your mind, or were you the better offensive player when you came to the park?
Offensive. I know my deep. You should see me now.
Let's see the hands.
Oh, man, that's fine now. No.
So definitely offensive.
Offensive, yeah. I was in the way in the outfield.
Who's ever played with him? Was he a good outfielder? Would he cover the ground? Any answers out there?
I was still there.
The bases were always leaving.
I liked him in right field because I was a right field hitter.
Yeah.
He was too.
Yeah.
Take that line, he liked to dive for the ball, as they said before, so if he misses, want to go by it.
Yeah.
Right,
He had the speed to make a run and catch and again.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, that all went with the good and bad.
Yeah.
And again, you were that type of guy. Here comes.
Aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still am. That's the problem. So, but, I don't know. I just, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I loved playing in St. Christina and playing with a team called the Lockhawks. Those guys are tremendous guys still, just great guys playing against Paul every time, running into him somewhere. Up and run a tournament here at the Waimea every now and then. Just the generosity of that area,
Oh, God. Can imagine.
Oh, the St. Christina has a league where they have like 15 teams in there and everybody's drafted every year.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're on different teams the whole time.
Steve, is there a tournament that sticks out in your mind, or a game, or a weekend series that you still talk about when you're meeting the guys for a brew? Yeah, that we're like, hey, remember that we were down and out in Beverly Hills, and all of a sudden we came back? Or is there that one where, hey, we weren't supposed to win and we annihilated everybody? Anything that you
honestly, it's the ones you lost that I remember. Those are the ones that stick with
the ones you want back.
Oh, we had it. We had this. We lost the Safari Tigers in the championship of the winners bracket to go against the Whips. So now we had just slaughter ruled the Whips.
Wow.
And now we lose the Safari Tigers 2-1, and we play the Whips again. And they knock us out. There's that one, and there was one with Touch. We're playing the Whips, and you have a chance to get the big hit. Don't get it. Those are the ones that stick with me. No doubt about it.
And those are the games where you think, okay, we got these guys, right?
I don't know. I mean, we've all had a lot of success in this game and losses, and the losses stick with you. I mean, Joe Winnig's over here. He asked me to play in a winter tournament years and years ago with him. So we're ringers, me and Matt Bionic, and we go out there and we stunk the place up on him, and it cost me money. You remember that game? Like, holy cow.
You were chasing that bad pitches, right? Yeah.
Like, here we're supposed to be somebody and we weren't. So,
it's just amazing. Like, I'll just bring up, this is the analogy that everybody's going to remember. I'm watching the Bears versus the 49ers. It reminded me of the Pro Bowl game. Every time they had the ball, they both were scoring. Now they play Detroit and they only get 16 points. I'm like, how does this happen? But you have to play the game.
It's like when you get your wins that you worked hard for and you got them, that was great. But, I'm telling you, it's the losses that keep you up. So
going to end it at the end. I have something for you that I want to ask you because it just kind of stuck out with me. But before I let the guys talk here in the audience, which I like to do, and they always have something to say or a memory of you or something else. My big question always is this: when you do get the call from the Hall of Fame, and I know it looks like 99% of the time it comes from Paul Rowan, our president. Where were you when you got this call? That you're going to be now in the Chicago 16-inch softball Hall of Fame?
Yeah, well, it was a Saturday, and we're going to bowling against Joe over there. And
I knew it was that bowling. It was that bowling. It was that bowling.
With Joe. Anyway, I was in the gas and wash. I could hardly hear him. I was in the car wash. That's my life.
What did you say?
So I get that call and I'm going in there and telling them, hey, that was great. That was great.
I mean, were you just touched by this?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a blessed man. It's just the greatest. I'm so glad to be part of this. Yeah. And if there's anything I can do to help with this, you guys are doing a great job. And look at this place.
This museum has been.
Oh, it's just all of it. And just running into every, old friends. And like I said, I'm playing with Tom and Mike Clifford. Matt Gillen and Steve Steppen. These guys are good ball players, a healthy respect. And we're playing in 12-inch softball and winning. Winning helps, but it's great. We're still playing. We're still active. We still run around and it's still hit the ground.
Man, it's that passion and that dedication.
It's great. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna open it up to anybody that, of course, wants to ask Steve a question or a memory or something, but, let's open it up here. Who wants to start, from our audience?
Yeah,
Mick, go ahead.
You know me, I always got a couple of things.
Yeah.
First time we banged heads he was with the Cougars in '85 in Marshalltown. I happened to be pitching for the Stickman. Yeah, they picked me up for that because George wanted to play with the Whips back on Bish. That's the first time. They beat us. So the next time I remember in '87, he's with Normandy Crush, right? We had the headline in the Southtown Economist was Normandy Crush versus Bridgeport Crush at Normandy Park. Winner gets to keep their name. We were both called Crush. Well, fortunate for us, we beat them and won the championship in that one.
Oh, wow.
Then against the Touch, we had some good games with them guys, and it ended up that he played with me 1 year. Joey brings him out to play with me at Clyde in the 50 over league. And then we won the league. We got beaten in the playoff, but we won the league. And then I went to bowling. Then he went to bowling.
Yeah, well,
And then he started playing senior ball after that. But that's a little synopsis to me. And you're talking from
Joe and I
went to 1985.
Yeah.
So,
Can I ask you a question now, Mick? How did he hit against you when you did face him?
you had to pitch him up and in because he was a bad ball hitter. You get the ball out on him and gets his arms out and he'll drive the gas.
Okay.
So you had to force him to pinch the field so he could pull his leg back and maybe just close him in on the line and try to pinch him. All good lefty hitters are like that.
Sure.
Power hitters.
Sure. Wow.
I
Fantastic.
mean, you had to do that. Otherwise, you're giving too much room to hit the ball. You're gonna hit it all over the place. And a good hitter's gonna be a good pitcher. I don't care. Unless the pitcher gets in the bag of the head, then it's a different thing.
Who's got our next question or memory of Stevie here?
Probably Joe. Yeah, you cost me $50.
Is this Joe Winnick?
That's Joe Winnick. He
Joe.
should be here.
Did you ever play for a team called the Italian Stallions at D Park
Yes, I did.
with Sam Dema?
Yes,
Yeah, I was the left fielder when you were the center fielder, and with Jocko.
yes.
John Drake, all three of us were in the outfield.
He probably got me on that team, Jack.
Yeah, John Drake, you were the center fielder, I was the left fielder. And Jocko,
Yeah.
they had a guy like,
Mitchell's good.
they had a guy like Jack Kelly up one day, and Jocko goes to me. I'm like, I don't go good back on a ball.
What are you
And
doing?
yeah, so sure enough, this guy Jack's one. I'm running for my life in the alpha, but I remember you playing with me, so nice to see you here today. What? Go ahead. I'm
He's still
sorry.
playing. He's
Yeah.
still playing 16 at a high level.
I had nothing to say.
Oh, I thought you did.
I said it was a hard box.
And don't say nothing about me in that game.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, it's here in the audience that would like a memory or a question for Stevie before I close it up. Franklin Team.
You know, to hear these kind of stories, so what it really brings to mind is everybody who played this game for a length of time to go back and look at those yaha moments.
Yeah.
Because those yaha moments are the ones that tell you personally it was worth it.
Oh, it was.
The sacrifices we made, all the things we
How about
did.
that?
But when you look at those yaha moments and say, you know what, this game meant so much to me and my family or whatever, but that's the key. And the ones that are the one and dones in this Hall of Fame, the guys that we've never seen anymore, they don't take a time to look at those yaha moments. If they did, they'd be your help.
Yeah, I loved it.
Well put,
I
Frank.
loved it.
Yeah, indeed.
I love being part of this. I really
We need-
appreciate it.
We need more of that. Paul, Rowan, anything you'd like to answer?
Yeah, we had some great runs back in the day, with, on the south side, we played against each other at Mount Greenwood when we were the Ringers and he was leading with the Butts or the Cougars. And then at Kennedy when he was with Caribou.
Yeah.
And then when he was with Touch, we played against each other and it was good competition. He was always a great player. back in the day, Stevie had some flowing locks, man. He had some flowing locks.
No, well,
The girls loved it, man.
Now it's
The girls loved it.
nothing left. Yeah, it was like Donnie Osmond.
You have to take the.
Yeah, I look like one of the Hanson brothers. Put it that way. Yeah, I look just like one of the Hanson brothers.
You know,
Where's my toys?
but it was one of my favorite calls to make when I was able to call Stevie and let him.
Yeah, that was.
Fantastic,
I'll
fantastic.
never forget it. That was, I was so honored, very honored.
Well, I gotta tell you, I know your wife is Joanne, so
Yeah.
before I let you go here.
Yeah.
So it looks like you got a grandson named Asher Bragg.
Yep.
And
Asher's
it
good.
looks like he has picked up some of your athletic ability, but the only thing I read were that he's not a
That
lefty.
he's not a
What,
lefty.
what can you say about Asher? You
That's
think
too
so?
bad. No, he's a great kid. Yeah, I love it.
Read that in the bio here.
Yeah, he's got to put up with me, so, you know, he's a good kid if he can do that, so.
Well, Steve,
He's cool.
I want to close it off by saying I really want to thank you for
I
coming here
appreciate
today.
this, thank you.
This is an honor to have you on, and I met you that night and we just hit it off, me and you that night at the Drury Lane.
Yeah.
You made me feel at home and it was just really great and I'm glad you
It
are.
was easy. I met you a few times here and then, you know, it's great seeing it. Just,
Yeah. Congratulations, man.
thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys for being involved. I haven't even touched it.
This concludes our guest today with Steve Culp, inducted October 25th of 225 into the Chicago 16-inch Softball Hall of Fame. I want to thank our live audience today for coming here.
Thank you.
We had a
guys.
couple of new faces here today, which the guy, one is an umpire here, I think.
I used to umpire back in the days, yes.
And you-
McKinley Park and Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, and
Kelly Park.
It's still on tape, easy though. You know,
It's
I want to thank all you guys for coming in today. This was great. We'll see you next Saturday with another great guest, 2 p.m. live Forest Park. Be here, come out and see this great museum.
Thanks, everyone.